Welcome to Lesson 5. In this lesson, we are going to practice inserting PDF files into Smart Notebook. And in this lesson, I have one example that will eventually look like this. How this originally was created, I had a handout that I gave to my students. It was a sheet of paper, and I did not have a digital copy of this. So what I ended up doing is going to the copy machine in the school office, and our copy machines have the option of converting paper documents into a digital PDF format. So when you do that, you have the capability of doing or working on this file up on the smartboard. And this can be very helpful, so that way students can write on top of a PDF file. And I also believe it's important to copy the PDF file into Smart Notebook, because that way you can interact with it as an object. When you have this PDF file as an object, then you can write on top of it, move it, and make changes as you typically do a Smart Notebook. Otherwise, if you just use the PDF file using Adobe Reader and you write on top of it, the markings that you put on there don't stick with the lines that when you write on top of it. With here, on this one, it does. If I were to scroll up and down. So let's get started. Now, what we have here is a PDF document. You most likely have Adobe Reader. Right now I'm using Adobe Acrobat Pro, but the procedures are still the same. And sometimes your Adobe Reader might be using the hand at that time to move up and down. I want to make sure you have the select tool. And then you just have to select the area that you want to copy. Like so. And then everything turns blue. That means you've selected the area that needs to copy. So I'll just go Edit, Copy. And then you're done with this document. And next, open up Smart Notebook. And whenever you copy something, always click on Paste. So up here at the very top, there's a Paste button. This question right here is asking you, do you want to optimize or keep the documents the way it was before? I would say select Optimize. When you do that, you can, so here it is. As soon as you press Paste, the slide turns longer in a vertical way right there. That's just, you can't really do too much about that. And also when you have an object right here, it's just like anything else in Smart Notebook. You can resize it if needed. I'm just doing this for demonstration. It depends on what you copy from Adobe Reader. And then all those other options that you have when you click on the drop-down arrow, you can copy and paste additional whatever else you took from Adobe Reader. So now there is one catch to this. Sometimes when you select items in Adobe Reader and you try to go up to Edit and Copy, it depending on the permissions or security that's established on that, or just the way that the PDF file is saved, there might be some restrictions. One way of getting around that is the traditional method of using a screen capture option. When the original ones is the print screen button on your keyboard. You press the print screen button and then you select paste when you're in Smart Notebook, and then it will paste a screenshot of whatever you had on your computer. The Smart Notebook method is where you select the screen capture tool, and then you get one of these options. Another option is to use the Windows 7 snipping tool, and that way you can just take a screenshot of whatever it is you're looking at, and then you paste it onto your slide. When you paste it on to your Smart Notebook slide, I highly suggest saving it as soon as you have it set up exactly the way you want it, so that way you can keep a nice clean original copy. One more item that I almost forgot to mention is when you are writing, when you're up at the smartboard and you had this new object here that you took from Adobe Reader, you may notice that the objects might move on you, and that can put everything out of proportion. So just like what we learned in lesson 4, you can lock this in place by clicking on the down arrow, lock in place. So now for those teachers and students that like to rest their hand on the board while they write, things won't move around.